The no-war president has made some interesting statements over the last few days, and he's gotten pretty much bipartisan blowback, pause, on the statements he made. It started over the weekend on Easter Sunday. He said Tuesday will be power plant day and bridge day. There will be nothing like it. Open the strait, you crazy, or you'll be living in hell. This is how Trump started off Easter Sunday. Listen, before y'all start saying that I'm a liberal or some shit, even the conservatives wasn't with it. Your boy Tucker Carlson said he's not a liberal, he's a conservative.
Nothing like it. Open the effing strait. How dare you speak that way on Easter morning to the country? Who do you think you are? You're tweeting out the F word on Easter morning? You'll be living in hell, as if hell is a place. Hell is a condition, and this is an example of that condition. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. You're mocking the religion of Iran. Okay. If you seek a religious war, that's a good idea. The message of all faith at the biggest picture level is the message in our Bible, which is you are not God. And only
Trump sells Bibles. You can get yourself a Trump Bible. All right, anyway.
if you think you are, do you talk this way? This is a mockery not just of Islam, it's a mockery of Christianity. To send out a tweet with the F word on Easter morning promising the murder of civilians and then saying praise be to Allah without explaining any of it, you are mocking me and every other Christian because we're Christians. We can't support that.
I feel that shit, man. Like, it's, how dare you talk about, say the F word on Easter Sunday? I've echoed those same sentiments. I don't fuck with this dude. Those of y'all know me, man. I had another video talking about how he was a scammer. He been lying to y'all the whole time. But now Tucker campaigned for this motherfucker, and he's jumping ship. Even Candace Owens said that he should be taken out of office because he's talking crazy, acting crazy. Motherfucking Alex crazy ass Jones said that he needs to be removed from office. We got bipartisan support on this motherfucker being crazy. But let's not stop there. Things escalated a lot this morning. He said a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. You know what's funny, man? The first time he won the election, I remember I was kind of surprised, legitimately surprised. And I was living in a bubble. I lived in New York at the time. You know how New York is, liberals and shit. Even the media, when I watched the news, everyone thought he was gonna lose. He was losing in all the polls. I was genuinely surprised. I was like, oh shit, this motherfucker won. I remember I polled my audience. I was like, yo guys, if you voted for Trump, let me know why. I'm really genuinely curious what it is about him that you guys like so much, The overwhelming sentiment, at least when I polled my audience, it's not representative of every Trump voter, right? But they said, man, I just like that he's not politically correct. I like he just says what he feels. He's gonna be tough and say what he feels. I'm like, yo, you motherfuckers wanted Rambo as president or Stone Cold Steve Austin to be the president. That's what you really wanted, but you settled for Trump because Rambo wasn't running this election. This is what you get. And personally, I think I'm not a politically correct motherfucker. You probably assessed that by now. However, if there's one job where you should have some political correctness, it's probably the leader of the free world. The motherfucker who can actually start a nuclear war, that motherfucker should probably have some diplomacy and some tact. I think. What do I know? I'm just a guy. Anyway, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. The fuck? However, now that we have complete and total regime change where different, smarter, less radicalized minds prevail, maybe something revolutionary, wonderful can happen. Who knows, all caps? We'll find out tonight. One of the most important moments in our long, complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. What the fuck is going on, man? God bless them, but he's also said he's going to eradicate a whole civilization. Yo, this is not foreign policy. This is not how you're supposed to do it. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Benjamin Netanyahu probably read this and said, whoa, he's going too far. I couldn't believe it, man. I don't think Tucker was fucking with that neither, man.
This morning, the president of the United States, whom I've campaigned for and defended daily for 11 years, not attacking him, but he issued a statement threatening to destroy the civilian infrastructure of Iran, including the desalination plants and energy grid of Iran. And that seems to be a threat against innocence. I don't know any other way to read it. How would you assess that? Is that consistent with a just war?
No, to directly do
Oh, now he went and brought a preacher on, man. He's really about this Christian shit.
that is immoral. The large-scale destruction of civilian lives is never morally justified. Let's put a stop to this. Let's pull back from this.
On my last video, when I was talking about Trump, and I said, yo, he scammed y'all. All y'all thought he's gonna be on some American first shit, the no new wars. When he was saying that, I was saying, I think he scammed y'all. And a lot of people saying, yeah, man, I voted for Trump, man. But what was the alternative? Kamala? Would Kamala been better? And if you would have said that to me maybe a few months ago, I'd have been like, I feel you. Now, no, unless you think Kamala would have been out threatening nuclear holocaust. Nah, man. I mean, I don't think so. But then again, I don't really know that chick like that and shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's break this down. I got to put together a presentation. I think we all know that this shit is about oil, no? These motherfuckers ain't have a nuclear bomb, just like Saddam Hussein ain't have a nuclear bomb. It's just about oil, no? And the fact that the strait is closed is fucking up the oil. So how we gonna benefit from this shit? So President, he out here wilding. He's saying these motherfuckers got till 8 o'clock to open the Strait of Hormuz, or it's gonna be bridge and power plant day, meaning which is a war crime, to be clear. That is a war crime. Like that's some shit like Mussolini would have did back in the day or something, right? He said he gave him a deadline to open the Strait of Hormuz. Some of you motherfuckers ain't know what the Strait of Hormuz was. Some of y'all was like, man, why they only talk the Straits of Hormuz? What about the gays of Hormuz? Nima, you want to tell them, ain't you from the Strait of Hormuz? Like we're on this map, where you from? Is this your home? Like around here?
No, it's way higher. It's
higher?
not in that frame.
It's not in the frame.
It's underneath the matter.
So Nima's from up here. So, and this is where 20% of the world's oils comes from, right? It gets shipped through here, and then it's this little strait, boom, the Strait of Hormuz. But Iran has blocked that shit, almost completely blocked. They letting about 10 ships through it a day, and they charging a crazy toll, like it's about 2 million. Fun fact though, people only talk about the oil that comes through the Strait of Hormuz, but a significant amount of fertilizer comes through the strait. The problem with that is it affects all crops, even here in the United States and all over the world. Food prices are likely to go higher the longer this stays shut. So it's not just oil, it's food. But because it's oil, it's everything. Everything that has to be transported any distance is going to be more expensive because it's going to cost more to get there. Just keep that in mind, right? But there's a domino effect of the oil shit, right? Oil supplies drop 20%. Gas for your car is going to cost more, man. It's going to go up to about $6 per gallon. It's already around 4.2. Wherever you live, it might be more, it might be a little less. Flying planes become super expensive, right? So that means your flights. You got that guy's trip. You was about to be a passport, bro. You was going to go down to Medellin to fuck some prostitutes. That's just gonna be more expensive now. Thanks a lot, Trump. I know that's gonna affect a lot of y'all. Personally, man, I've never paid a prostitute for sex, and they get super upset about that, I'm telling you. Anyway, domino 4, food's gonna be more expensive, right? Not only because of the gas, because of the fertilizer shit. So how do we make some money off of this? Again, this is all assuming we live. I'll tell you to make some money, assuming we live. Because Trump was talking about eradicating the whole civilization. So here's how we're gonna make some money off it. Better believe it's gonna be the energy stocks. Here's what I have. I think the drillers, pause. And this is one, right? XOP. These are the oil drillers, right? So when oil is in short supply, people are paying a crazy high prices to get it fast. And this is assuming, the Middle East is not the only place oil can come from. When you get oil from other places, you can charge a premium for that shit, especially the oil that doesn't have to come through the Strait of Hormuz. Then you got the refineries. Think VLO. VLO is one of them, man. It's the number 2 pick. When the world is running low, gas companies making big profits, when they get their gas from Europe and Asia. Then you got the gas giants. We're gonna go with VG, Venture Global, right? They selling natural gas to the planet. So there's going to be a higher demand for this shit. Now we need to be careful, because if Iran says, damn, Trump, you're right, we're going to open up the straits, sorry about that, we was just fucking around, then, all this is a moot point. I don't think that's going to happen. That can kind of fuck up our plans. Another stock that I don't have on this thing is XLE. Ever since last year, we've been telling people that XLE is our number 1 pick. XLE is the overall energy sector. And a lot of that was because of AI. That was before Trump got us in a war we didn't need to be in. But then the whole Venezuela thing happened. They still on one of the biggest oil reserves on earth. And now this, it makes a stronger case for XLE. So assuming we all live, those are my picks. Here's the roster again. All right, boom. We got XOP, US oil drillers. It's probably the safest bet, right? Boom. Number 2, VOL and MPC. These are, and MPC. And these are the oil refineries. Number 3, NGL. Number 4, we got the tankers, TNK, FRO. I used to be big on defense stocks, but when I look at the charts, I'm like, they rocketed up. Like prior to the war in Venezuela. Lately, the defense sector hasn't been performing the way I want, so I'd probably stay away from that as of right now. If you bought it when I first told you to do it before Venezuela, you way up, but I don't think I would buy it right now. Or if you want to learn more about this, I'm actually next Wednesday, assuming we all live, me and my boy Greg, Young Candlestick, are doing a live training where we'll show you how to trade stocks. We're gonna talk about stocks, options, and trading futures. We make a lot of money trading futures every morning. We're gonna show you exactly how to do it. It's 100% free to learn. Links in the description.